Liverpool woke up this Easter Sunday knowing today might be the day they confirm league title number 20. But for Virgil van Dijk, 2 days after signing a new contract, that might have to wait a little while, with Arsenal winning 2-0 at Ipswich. But still, Arne Slot is closing in on becoming just the 6th manager to win the Premier League title in his first season. It will take a maximum of 6 more points. So Liverpool might not take the title today, but Leicester City will be relegated from the Premier League if they fail to win here at 4:30 this afternoon. Very good afternoon to you. Welcome along to Matchday Live from the King Power Stadium in the East Midlands. We will get the thoughts of the Thompsons, David and Phil, in just a moment. But let's get straight to the Liverpool team news this afternoon and Peter McDowell.
Yeah, so 2 changes, Rob, to that team that came back so well to beat West Ham last weekend. There's a return for Cody Gakpo and also for Dominic Szoboszlai. So the big headlines from that being that Tsimikas keeps his place at left-back. There's also a return to the squad for Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, amongst the Liverpool substitutes, of course, as you'd expect now. A very strong squad. Only Joe Gomez unavailable now to Arne Slot. So let's confirm the 11 for you in full. Then Alisson in goal, as you would expect, deserved that clean sheet last weekend. He's only got 1 in the last 6. He will want to change that. He will surpass 20,000 minutes in Premier League football today in Liverpool colours as well. Virgil van Dijk, fresh from that new contract and new ambitions. How close is he now to lifting the Premier League trophy? Konate, Diaz, who made his debut against Leicester back in 2022, and Szoboszlai back in the 11 again. McAllister continues. Salah, he's on the brink of something special every single week now, isn't he? 2 assists short of a Premier League record. Thierry Henry and De Bruyne with 20 assists in a Premier League season, 2 short of that. He will move to 5th on the all-time list with a next Premier League goal. He's got 32 already in the league, of course, this season. Cody Gakpo, who moves into that Liverpool 11, of course, this week as well. For the Reds, Tsimikas continues. Gravenberch, who's a year on from scoring his last goal for Liverpool, he'll want to improve on that. And a big vote of confidence for Conor Bradley as well here this afternoon. Kelleher, Endo, Nunes, Jones, Elliott, Jota, Andrew Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kwanzaa continue on that Liverpool substitutes bench, and Neil Mellor is alongside me. Great news to have Trent back in that Liverpool squad again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a real feel-good factor around the football club. Key players are available. Difficult for the manager. You know, you've seen a couple of changes to the starting lineup, and we wondered if there might be maybe more. But he's got big decisions to make, and everyone's desperate to play. Everyone's desperate to play. We're so close. Two more wins. We know that we can achieve winning the Premier League title, and the lads will be desperate to be out there and playing.
How will the mindset change? They will have driven that short trip to the ground from the hotel, probably fairly assured that Arsenal would do what they needed to do. Does that change any of what they need to do today, these Liverpool players?
No, I think the players know exactly what they need to do. The focus will be at the levels that they've been so consistently at this season. Get the job done. Focus on ourselves. Don't worry about anything else. It's in our hands. I think that's the luxury we find ourselves in, don't we? With 6 games remaining, we know 2 is enough to win. And the lads would have absolutely taken that at the start of the season. So if we focus on what they've been doing all season, it'll be absolutely fine.
And where Leicester are concerned, and they've had a torrid run of form, no wins since January. Again, it's that mentality thing. Just come here, get the job done today.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester have been awful, really poor. It's sad in a way to see the 3 promoted teams look almost likely that it's going to be the 3 getting relegated again. I don't think that's good for the Premier League, but it is what it is. Let's just come here and be ourselves and enjoy an away day. There's enough tough away games if you're not quite at it. And we don't want this one to be uncomfortable. We don't want this one to be difficult. We don't want to change the mood. There's a really good feel factor around. A couple of lads have signed the new contracts. We know what's round the corner in terms of winning that title. So let's just keep it a nice high till the end of the season.
It doesn't really change the mentality either, to use that word again, of the fans that will travel here. It's been a brilliant away season for Liverpool. They've been top since early part of November, and there hasn't been any signs of that change. Either.
No, it has been really impressive. I mean, only the 1 defeat away from home this season, which was a surprise. You know, it's difficult if you're not quite at it, but Fulham were gifted in a way the victory. We almost came back and got something from the game, so it wasn't a game where we were outplayed. And I haven't seen that this season on the road. We've scored in every away game. You know, I don't think any team in the Premier League can say that. So we've always had that attacking threat. And when you're looking at that starting lineup, you're thinking really strong. Then you look at the bench and think there's players there if needed to change it as well. So really confident, really excited. Can't wait to watch them today.
Yeah, and there's a press room in there with the great and good, everybody you've ever seen on TV that writes for every important newspaper, with every important TV channel is in there, and they expect that Liverpool will continue. They also expect that Leicester will continue in the same way they have all season. Liverpool's record against the bottom three is at 100%.
Pete, thank you very much indeed. Just a quick line, we'll get more details on Leicester very shortly, but Wout Vaas comes into their team today, as does Bobby De Cordova-Reid. 3 changes in total made by Ruud van Nistelrooy. As you said, Leicester need to win this game if they have any hope of staying up in the Premier League. Ricardo Pereira, the third of those changes. But let's look at things from a Liverpool perspective. We came here thinking today might be the day. I think we can safely say it's not going to be. Does that change anything at all about how Liverpool approach this?
Well, it's not. I would like to think we're going to approach it as we should do. And it's great just watching that first half of the Arsenal game, wondering how they will go about because of their European exploits, what's happened with that. It's fantastic attitude. Absolutely. Gone down to Ipswich. They only made 3 changes. Positive attitudes. That's what we've got to do. We're coming here and we're thinking that this is going to be easy. This is going to be a tough game because of what's at stake for Leicester. We've got to make sure we're at it today. So I think no matter what, yes, we've come with hope rather than expectation. And I think the lads have still got to deliver today.
That's the point, isn't it, that Liverpool wouldn't have arrived here thinking, well, we're putting an extra 5% of effort if Arsenal aren't winning. We come here to win the game, and whatever they do is largely irrelevant because it feels now a matter of when and not if Liverpool do take the title.
Absolutely. I think the way Arsenal got about it down there, very professional. They put a full strength side out regardless of, you know, the games that they've got coming up, and you wouldn't expect anything else from a former Blue as a manager, would you? So from our point of view today, nothing changes. We've got to go out and win this game, but it's not going to be easy. Obviously, these are fighting for their lives. I think they're already relegated, but not mathematically. So we've got to be very professional, like we have been all season, and make sure we get the 3 points and then take it into the next game.
But that is the thing, isn't it? That Tomo touched on it there jokingly, that Mikel Arteta as a former Blue would probably, but I imagine if ever you're the team in second, which occasionally would have been where you were as a player or a coach,
you, Tomo,
very rarely, you want to make the champions earn it, don't you?
I don't know what that feeling is. It's just those things of chasing people was not in my didn't happen with me too often. No, listen, you have to do what you're best. And it's, people are going, the only thing with Arsenal is injuries, what they want. But you can see with Arteta, he thinks about his team. And they need momentum. We've got to take care of ourselves, no matter sort of what anybody else is. For us to be in a position so many points ahead, everybody says how fortunate because everybody... We're only those many points ahead because we have been excellent throughout our Premier League season. And don't forget how good we were in the Champions League coming up against... So it's been wonderful. Nobody's given us this. We got 97 and 98 points and didn't win it. So what we've done all season, we have done with great respect to the Premier League to be in this position to do the business ourselves, not about anybody else.
And that's actually the point, isn't it? Only twice before in a Premier League season have Liverpool had more points after 32 games, which is the year they won it in 2020 and the season before that when, as Tomo just touched on, they finished so close. So they have earned the right to have a bit of an afternoon where it didn't quite click at Craven Cottage, earned the right to get just about over the line against West Ham last week and still have plenty of room for error, whilst obviously everyone knows you want to do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think, there's been a lot of criticism out there, or a lot of bitter people out there to say it's been an easy league or it's not been a really competitive league, but I disagree completely. I think we've been very consistent from the get-go, changed our style a little bit, but I think obviously there's been a little bit of a drop-off from City, the likes of United and Spurs a little bit, but that's opened the door for the mid-table teams like your Brightons and your Fulhams. They've been more competitive, and if you look at the race for the Champions League spots now, Tomo, it's more competitive than it's ever been.
Absolutely.
So it's not been an easy league. Liverpool have just been consistent, they've been professional, they've been well managed. Yeah, you need a little bit of luck if you're going to win the league. I think obviously Arsenal missed players at the start of the season. They missed Declan Rice for a few games, Odegaard for a few games. you know, you need a little bit of luck along the way, and you know, Arsenal have had a few sendings off as well. So I think the way we've managed this season, I mean, it's been unbelievable from a fan point of view, but really professional, maintained attitude from Arne Slot and the players, and they deserve full credit to be where they are now with 5-6 games to go. It's in their own hands.
Any surprises at all with the team today?
No, not really. You wondered whether Robbo was going to stay in with it. He was unfortunate last week, the own goal. Very unfortunate, because in fairness, looking at it as a defender,
Virgil's fault, isn't it,
Veg should clear it. He catches Robbo unawares. People say, oh, Robbo should be obviously ready for any mistake. But it is, you have to look at it like that. But it's been one of those seasons for Robbo, and he's probably gone, why me? And I've been there in a similar situation when things, every time it went wrong, it was your fault. And Robbo, it seems to happen. So Robbo and Costas flipping it between them, it seems to be the case at the moment. Robbo will be gutted for missing out at this point. So it is, and Luis Diaz down the middle instead of Diogo. Yeah, we can see where that happens. Dave and myself are just talking about it, what it does. It'll confuse them a little bit. So I do think there's a few in there you might change, but I'm not going to. Arne Slot has just been absolutely fantastic. His team selections, the majority of it have been perfect.
Talking of perfect, the captain has been not far off that throughout the course of this season, and earlier this Easter week confirmed he would be staying at Liverpool for at least another couple of seasons. He is about to become captain of the Premier League champions, and he has got plenty more left to achieve.
This new contract is not just about today, it's about tomorrow, and how enthused you are about what the future of Liverpool looks like.
Yeah, for 100%, you know, and we still obviously have games to come, games to play, and I would definitely encourage everyone that at least come to Anfield, you know, make it, you know, an amazing time towards the end of the season. Hopefully by the time that the season ends, we have an amazing party together. Still work to do, and we have to realize it as well. But looking even further than that, you know, I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting for what's coming. Hopefully a very good pre-season. Then it's going to be a very difficult Premier League season. Again, what's waiting for us next year, because everyone will try to improve. We'll get new additions, like we should as well. And then we have to compete. Then we have to show our quality, show our consistency. And on top of that, maybe even more important, we have to enjoy it. And I will certainly do it, because I really realize how privileged and blessed I am to play for Liverpool FC.
That's such a big part of it, isn't it? Enjoying it, because you're caught constantly in the moment of win the next game.
Yeah, but the thing is we all humans. It's difficult. It's difficult to do that. But you have to try and do it. Try and do it. And you have to find the right balance in order to do that. So yeah, I will always try and say it, but it's still quite difficult to do it. But I encourage everyone to try and do it even more.
Some of those images behind you have changed your life. Parades, trophies, moments, iconic moments. Do you still have a feeling that the biggest moment and biggest moments are in front of you?
Yeah, hopefully. You know, you don't want to look too far ahead normally in life, I think. I don't try to do that. But you can't deny, and I would lie to you if I say I don't, that you sometimes envision these things. We all know that we're getting closer. So those visions getting much more than what it maybe was in January or December. But if that moment would happen, you will probably see it in my face how much it means to not only me, but to the rest of my family and obviously the rest of the team and Liverpool as well. But it will mean a lot.
Can we finish on a lot of what you've been talking about here, what you are to the fans, what the fans are to you and the city is to you as well? How big a motivating factor is in this final couple of games that you might get the chance to celebrate it with them when you never had the opportunity last time?
Yeah, I think obviously we've all seen Mo speak quite a bit about it, that we deserve it all. And in some ways, I fully understand him. And in the other side of it, I think we have a job still to do. But when we do it, we have all the right to celebrate it for how long and how many days, weeks we want, because we should, because it's hard work. And it will be amazing. I'm pretty sure of that. And yeah, I don't like to speak too much in the future, like I said, like you already noticed, but I would just encourage everyone that comes to Anfield for the remaining games of the season to wear red, come in red or come with all reds, make it a red Anfield, because also that would look incredible, and make as much noise as you can, and then you will enjoy it even more than you already should do, in my opinion.
Just to keep you right across it, by the way, Arsenal still lead Ipswich by 2-0. They're playing against 10 men as well. Arsenal, Leif Davis sent off for Ipswich, so we think it will not quite be today that Liverpool are confirmed as Premier League champions, but they took another step closer last week with that win over West Ham, and that was a captain's contribution. In fact, it has just gone 3-0 Arsenal, so it definitely won't be today. I think we can all safely say that now. Let's get back to last week then, and Virgil van Dijk's contribution. Just touched on it with Tomo not too long ago about he will probably feel deep down that he was at fault for that Andy Robertson own goal, but to come back, roaring back as Liverpool did, and score the winning goal and celebrate the way he did, you can see just how much it means to him.
Well, you could see how much it means to him as well, and you know, I think it was 100 games as captain as well, so it was a poignant moment for him, but I don't think he'll hold himself responsible for that own goal, by the way. But what a bit of news. You know, we all thought that Richard Hughes had been on gardening leave, and then all of a sudden he comes in with a bang. He's, you know, secures Mo Salah and he secures Virgil van Dijk in the same week. I think it's unbelievable for Liverpool Football Club. What a player. Probably the world's best centre-half, and he has been for some time as well. I think his form this season has been unbelievable and unmatched. So he's an important and integral part of this club. Not just what he's achieved in the past, but what he brings going forward over the next couple of years.
How much extra for you did the weight, I don't want to use the word burden because I'm sure it wasn't, but of being Liverpool captain, what extra did that put on your life as a responsibility?
You accept it. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you are a captain of that side. And I think there's a responsibility to do it correctly, and to hold the great values of the club with high esteem, no matter what you do, how you go about it. You have to have a certain character. And this sounds awful and sort of blowing your own trumpet, but you always feel like you have the qualities, not just to be a captain of a football club, but to be the captain of a major football club, where people are after sound bites from you. People look to you for leadership, especially when things go wrong. It's not too many things back, and we had some great players, but you look at your players like that, so you do feel big responsibility and you carry it. And I think Virgil has been one of them, and I think Virgil, after Jordan, would have expected that captaincy. I know he was like sort of a captain in waiting, but you want that, you feel that time, and don't forget he was getting on in years when that comes to you. But you can hold that, and it's how you deal with it as a captain. You have to have certain values to be Liverpool captain. He has them in spades.
Because just on what you were saying there about values and also about people looking for sound bites, I think that's one of the most impressive things, is that every week, because he always fronts up, he always does the interviews, and every time pretty much he was asked about the contract, and he handled it in such a statesman-like manner.
And he has. Well, listen, when you come to the contracts, these lads are 32 and 33, whichever way, and it's difficult. We were saying about Kevin De Bruyne, who's had a really hard season, had loads of injuries and everything. Nobody spoke about his contract, and he's 32 years of age because he's having a hard season. These two players of ours are never injured. They're super fit. They're always responsible. So that's why these have gone. That's why it's such. The media was all over these two. And the pair of them, yes, Mo a little bit more than Virgil was out there in the open, but Virgil done what a captain should be, and how he handled it, how he dealt with it in a really responsible way. This is Liverpool Football Club, and you handle yourself correctly And I think he's been an inspiration. His performances have been excellent. And David's quite right, he's been the best centre-half in Europe, probably the world, and it's been a great season for him. So it's no shock to us. But he keeps on doing it. And that's the thing, once you get over that 30 barrier and you're still doing it at the top level, it shows great quality in you as a character.
The thing that strikes me about Virgil is he's just completely authentic. I mean, he gives his performances on the pitch 100%. But when you mentioned it before, he comes out and he gives his honest appraisal. Everything's authentic about this guy. It's not coached, it's not managed. It's Virgil van Dijk. That's why he's got that responsibility, because he's got that trust that he can be himself.
Your win rate as a Liverpool player was 50. He who won the lot was 55.7. I'll round it up because I'm feeling generous to 56. Virgil van Dijk's is 68%. It shows you everything about his impact on that Liverpool team, doesn't it? That 7 times out of 10 when he's playing, Liverpool win, and in particular at Anfield, his home record is extraordinary.
Yeah, he's absolutely immense. I think he played with slightly better players than I did, and I'm not sure about Tomo though. But we were talking about some of the players before.
I was assistant manager in that side, Tomo. Oh, my goodness, I'll have to have a word with you.
No, it's actually what he brings to the team is he brings that calmness, and he brings that, when Tomo said before about when you're going through a bad time, you want lads to just settle down and play the game, make the right decisions. That's what he brings. He brings a calmness, and he brings a confidence, and he uses charisma as well, doesn't he? Let's have it right.
These are the amount of clean sheets that have been kept since Virgil van Dijk arrived at Liverpool. As you can see, 22 more than any other player in the league. That is his teammate Andy Robertson and James Tarkowski. Those of not Liverpool players. Most goals as well from a defender since his debut, also top of the list in that category. 20 goals, 3 clear of Fabian Schär, who scored last night for Newcastle. Wow. I heard Stephen Warnock talking on Sky on Friday or Thursday, I think, Tomo, when the contract was confirmed, about the greatest Liverpool defenders ever. Alan Hansen and some guy called Phil Thompson were the two he mentioned.
Sure it wasn't David.
It was Philip. It was certainly Philip. Where does he rank for you then in terms of Liverpool defenders and in the Premier League era too?
I think Virgil, you look the way he plays and how he is. I think, listen, you've got to think that he would get in our reserves at the time. No, listen, I would love to have seen him and Hansen play together. Now, wow, what a partnership that would be. Honestly, I always said Big Al was like a Rolls Royce of football, very calm, very sort of great in the air, quicker than what people actually thought of him, because he was... Virgil's just like that. So calm, so authoritative. And I think for him and Hansen to have played, that would have been the ultimate. That would have been absolutely superb. So yes, he does span generations of centre-halves. I go back to Big Yeatsy and all that, and Yeatsy was a better leader, captain, sort of centre-back in a different way. But we've always had some great ones, and it's great leaders. And I think Virgil has just carried that on. And he's sort of the character of a Liverpool player and captain. He has just enhanced it.
We knew that today was potentially going to be a big one for Liverpool, so we pulled out all the stops. We brought Steve Hunter to the King Power with us. It's too late to send him home now, so he's up on the gantry and looking forward to the game nonetheless, Steve.
Thank you so much, Rob. Yes, they paid my expenses to get me here today, so thanks very much. It's great to be here, though. It's brilliant. The crowd are filling up nicely. I was speaking actually to a lot of stewards who, to my right-hand side, is where the away end is, on the side of the goal, where our presentation position is, and some of the stewards, they're all big Reds obviously, and they're all in good form. They said, I don't think, wouldn't be right probably winning it, even though we want to win it today. Let's win it at Anfield. That'd be the best occasion, wouldn't it, next week? And that'd be something quite magical. I really do think that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But of course, coming to the King Power here today for Liverpool, of course, 6 to go. We know what is required, folks. 2 wins, wow, it's proper, isn't it? It's proper exciting. It's absolutely brilliant. The King Power, of course, of Liverpool, we might have lost 2 of the last 3 visits here, of course, but we have had some great moments here. I remember that one after the Club World Cup, when we became champions of the world after being European and Premier League champions, and we beat Leicester at the King Power Boxing Day. Trent Alexander-Arnold scored a brilliant goal that day. How good is it to see Trent back in the squad today on the bench? He scored an absolutely Magnificent goal, didn't he? That was a statement performance that day by Liverpool, wasn't it? It really was. It was a statement that we're ready to win the Premier League. Everyone was thinking that would be a really tough game for us as far as we were concerned, coming off the back of playing in Qatar. But that was a special day. Let's hope it's going to be another special day for Liverpool today as we edge ever closer to that big one. Number 20, remember, level with Manchester United, winning 20 league titles. That is something special, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Can't wait for it. Rob, it's all yours.
Steve, thank you very much indeed. If you are watching us live on social media, you are about to leave us. If you'd like to watch the rest of the pre-match show, then details of how to do so are available on liverpoolfc.com/watch. This is what is coming up over the rest of the afternoon then. Still plenty to come from us before kick-off at 4:30. We will hear from Arne Slot next. Then Steve and Neil Mellett will take you through the game. And then much more analysis from here at the King Power to come at 6:30 this evening. If you miss any of the post-match show, you can also listen to it all on the Reaction podcast, which will be available wherever you get your podcasts from. The full game will be available tonight, midnight, LFC TV, and then all the best behind-the-scenes content from here in the East Midlands. Inside will be out tomorrow on the Facebook and YouTube channels. It is still a big day for Liverpool then, looking to move 3 points closer to the Premier League title. As we said, Leicester in a very different scenario this afternoon. It is win or bust for them, lose and they are down. But Virgil van Dijk wants to take his team, his Liverpool team as captain, 3 points closer to league title number 20. More build-up on the way next.